Patterns are not solutions, they're signals. If you can't see the signal, you'll design the wrong system. Patterns don't solve problems, they reveal what the problem already is. This is how masters apply design patterns. Let me show you. Hello, world. I'm David Scott Bernstein, and welcome to The Passionate Programmer. Let's start with something small, just a checkout system. Here's the question. When do we know a pattern belongs? And when are we just decorating code? Here's the trap. Developers learn patterns as recipes. We memorize the strategy. We memorize the template method. And then we look for places to apply them. So someone says, we need discounts. And immediately we think, strategy, we can apply it. But it's not necessarily true. Let's freeze this and look at the shape of the friction. Here's the insight. Patterns are not tools. They are responses to forces. And if the force isn't there, the pattern is wrong. Let's look at some code. One variation, two branches, no volatility, no pressure, no need for a hierarchy. So we keep it simple. In this version, the problem is small. Adding strategy here would be theater. It doesn't buy us anything. Now let's change the requirements. What happens when discount behavior starts to vary independently? That's when we see the forces present themselves for the strategy pattern. Here's the trap. Most developers just add more conditionals. VIP, employee, seasonal, coupons, region, etc. The force here is independent variation. Each discount can evolve separately. That's the signal. Notice this line. The processor now knows every discount type. This is identity coupling, and it's growing. Pretty soon it'll get out of hand. Here's the payoff. Now the force is real. Now strategy makes sense. Not because strategy is good, but because the variation is now independent. But here's where most developers get trapped. What if variation happens in sets of steps, not individual policies? Then the forces are different. Developers often keep strategy. They stack them, or they compose them awkwardly. But in some situations, that's too much flexibility. The force changed, and our code needs to respond. Template method responds to structured variation. Strategy responds to atomic variation. These are different forces. They're different attractors, and they require different responses. Look at this skeleton. Same overall algorithm, different internal steps. That's not strategy anymore. That's the template method. It's the template method because now you can see the template in the code. And all the variations chain together, one set or another set. When you cling to an old pattern, the design stiffens. When you follow the forces, the design can breathe. This is where Claude surprised me. I was refactoring this exact example, and I said, should this be a strategy? Claude said, it depends on what varies independently. That sentence unlocked everything for me. Patterns are attractors in a force field. They don't solve problems. They stabilize the problem. And when we can see the pattern in the problem, we can find the best fit solution. Same functionality, same green tests, but a different stability. Which one survives the next requirement? Passing tests doesn't mean the design is right. Tests only tell you behavior. Patterns tell you structure. If this information is useful, then subscribe and hit the like button. This channel is about seeing structure, the small moves that make code changeable, especially in an AI world. There's a lot more to come, so stay tuned. Here's the dangerous part. What happens when requirements shift? Developers don't replace patterns, they stack them. They extend them, they cling. But that's not always the right move. When the forces change, oftentimes we need a different pattern, which means letting go of the old one. The real skill isn't applying patterns, it's the ability to abandon them when they no longer fit. Notice, we delete, we simplify, we realign to the forces when the forces change. Now let's zoom out. Here's the question. Where do patterns actually live? Patterns live in the problem, in the tension, in the trade-off, in the forces that are influencing what we're building. These are not abstract ideas. These are structures that emerge from forces. And when we can see that, I think we can better apply design patterns in many situations. When you can see a pattern in a problem. And there are many ways to be able to see it. It's not just like one magic trick. It's like understanding what is influencing the forces. And suddenly, a computer program is a lot more than just a bunch of instructions. It becomes a model, a resilient model, something that has meaning. And that is important. That's when we elevate our code. And I think not everybody does this, so not everybody will understand this. But the very top developers that I know, that's what they do. They allow structures to emerge. And when they do that, the structures are much more organic. When you can see the forces in a problem, the pattern reveals itself. When you don't, you tend to over-design. In the next video, I'll show you how to emerge designs using patterns. Patterns were never solutions. They were always signals. When we learn to read the signals, we can apply the patterns more aptly. Each episode in this playlist adds one structural lens: agency, variation, decisions, testability, and now forces. Stay tuned for the last episode in this series where I'll bring it all together. See you there, and until next time, happy coding.